Welcome to Fairy Tale Access, where the head fairy's quest is to prove that fairy tales do exist in actual time, rather than once upon a time. Together, we will unravel the heroes, young and old, who turn dreams into reality. These are the people who still believe in happily ever after. The discoveries will bend even our most cynical non-believers into believing in fairy tales. Hi, welcome to Fairy Tale Access. Today, my guest is Miss New Hampshire 2013, Samantha Russo. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for joining us. So tell us about the Miss New Hampshire pageant, and congratulations. We're so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Well, the Miss New Hampshire organization is a part of the Miss America organization, and they give away the most scholarship to young women out of any organization in the country. So when I won Miss New Hampshire about 2 weeks ago, I won about $13,500 to pay off my student loans. So it's an amazing organization. We're always looking for sponsors and young women to get involved.
Fantastic. And how did you get involved?
Well, I got involved, it was actually my senior year in college. A professor of mine had brought it up, and I kind of blew it off because it wasn't really my style. I have always been the girl who hangs out with the guys and watches sports, and not really a pageant girl. So it was senior year, and I guess I just decided that I would give it a shot. I never thought I would have another opportunity to do it, and senior year, why not just live your life and try something new. And I ended up really liking my first pageant. I didn't place or anything. I won the People's Choice Award, which I thought was pretty cool at the time. And then when I graduated school, didn't really give it much of a thought until I got my first student loan bill to pay. And the pageants came back into my mind, and I decided to compete back up in New Hampshire, and here I am now.
Congratulations. So sports, is that because of what you went to school for?
Yes, well, I went to school for broadcast journalism, and I wanted to go for entertainment, but I quickly found out that that's what all of the girls at my school wanted to go for. They wanted to interview celebrities and singers and actors, so I found an opening in the sports department and instantly fell in love with it, and ever since then, that's been what I wanted to do.
Oh, good. So when you finish your tour as Miss New Hampshire 2013 and hopefully Miss America, what do you hope to do with your career?
There are a few things that I can see myself doing. Being a sports reporter, definitely one. I really enjoy my job with the Fisher Cats now, so working as a marketing professional for a sports team would be great, or going back to school and getting my master's in sports management and maybe becoming an agent and representing athletes.
Oh. Do you think you have what it takes to represent athletes?
I hope so.
Really? So it's not just, you don't think it's a guy's job?
No, definitely not. I think, especially now, the doors are opening for women in the sports industry, and it's a really exciting time to be in it.
Oh, fantastic. So what does your family think about all of this?
Well, when we came home after the pageant, there was a gala, and just got to mingle with everyone and say thank you. And we got home after the gala, and my mom looks at me and goes, "What did you get us into?" I was like, "I don't know." But no, they're so excited. They're the most supportive people I've ever met. When I was younger, I wanted to be a paleontologist and then a rock star, and now a journalist, and now a Miss America. They've just supported me throughout everything. So they're really excited.
Oh, that's good. And you only have one brother, is that correct?
Yes, I have a younger brother. He just finished his first year at UNH, and he's very proud.
Oh, that's great. Now, you attended high school in Nashua. Which high school was it, North or South?
I went to Nashua High North.
And what did you do in high school?
In high school, I'm a pretty shy person, so I wasn't too outgoing in high school, but I did do a lot of community theater with the Peacock Players here in Nashua. I also ran track towards my junior and senior year, so a lot of fun things.
Oh, so you don't have to be outgoing to be Miss New Hampshire, or do you just think that by participating you suddenly become outgoing?
I think the program definitely brings out a different side of young women. it makes them confident. You know, a phase of the competition is the 10-minute interview with the 5 judges. So that really, you know, it builds up your confidence, it helps you with public speaking, and just being on stage in front of crowds of hundreds of people, it really boosts your self-confidence and makes you a more outgoing person.
So do you find it easier now when you go to different events to meet and greet people?
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's just easy to walk up to people and start a conversation now. So this program has helped me out just in the short year that I've been with it.
Oh, that's great. So what's it like competing for the title of Miss New Hampshire?
What's it like? It is a week-long event. The 28 women competed for the title of Miss New Hampshire, and we moved into a hotel on a Tuesday, and we left on a Saturday. And really, I know when you think of pageants and 28 girls competing with each other, it could be catty or not a fun environment, but it's really the complete opposite. These girls just really want to see a good representative picked to go on to Miss America and represent the state, and they're just so helpful, and it was a great experience.
Oh, that's great. So there was no cat fighting in the back?
No, there really wasn't.
No hiding makeup?
Oh, no. If anything, it was lending makeup and helping out with hair, and we were given downtime to go take naps. And since this was my first state pageant, I didn't really know too much about what to bring, so a lot of the girls would lend pillows or blankets so we could all nap together.
Oh, what did you do to pick out your dress for competition?
I went to a store in Massachusetts. They're actually one of our sponsors, Glitterati, and as soon as I walked in, I saw the dress on a mannequin, and I was like, I want that one. And my mom was like, well, we should try on some more. But I was like, okay, we'll try on some more. But once I put that one on, that's going to be it. So it ended up being the one that I picked.
Wow. So did you have to get your own sponsors to
participate? No, we don't get our own sponsors. A lot of it is just, my gown was less than $400. You know, this is a scholarship program, and we like to let the girls know who compete that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a gown. The swimsuit that I wore, I had previously owned. The talent gown that I had was made for me by a sponsor of the Miss New Hampshire program. So she gave it to me for free, and a lot of the stuff that I wore for competition was stuff that I had already owned, and my interview dress was bought at Burlington Coat Factory for $20. It's just, you don't need to be a millionaire to make this happen.
And did you think that your speech classes in college and things like that helped you when you were, or maybe actually your experience with Peacock players, did that help you with speaking in front of the judges or one-on-one interviews that you may have had to do along the way?
I think the judge's interview is always just a little nerve-wracking because you never know what they're going to ask you. We give them our resume and our platform statement, and they can choose to ask you stuff about that, or they can choose to ask you stuff about anything. So it can sometimes be a little nerve-wracking, but just from Peacock players, I did a lot of improv, so just thinking on my feet and being able to give an answer that I feel is appropriate. And as far as the stage competition, they definitely helped me out there. I just feel so comfortable on the stage. So.
And what is your talent again?
My talent is singing.
So were you just a stationary singer and stayed in one place, or did you make full use of the stage?
I made full use of that stage, oh yes.
And what song did you sing?
I sang Don't Rain on My Parade. It's a Barbra Streisand song from the musical Funny Girl.
Oh, what made you pick that?
Well, I picked it originally because I had seen it on Glee, and I really liked the song, and then I came to find out that it was Kate Shindle's song when she won Miss America 1998.
Oh, wow.
So it gave it a little bit of new meaning.
Absolutely, and you did the research yourself?
Right.
So can you tell us a little bit about your crown? Does
Sure.
it have any meaning behind it?
Sure. Well, the crown is one of the symbols for the Miss America organization, and as you can see, it has 4 points, and they represent scholarship, style, service, and success.
That's fantastic. So do you love wearing it?
I do. Yeah.
And now, at the end of the year, do you have to give up the crown, or do you get to keep one?
Oh, I get to keep the crown and the sash. These are mine.
Oh, forever.
Forever. For dress up for my daughters.
That's fantastic. I think every young girl dreams about it at some point. Do you ever remember wanting to be in a pageant as a young girl, or?
As a young girl, I mean, I always remember watching the Miss America pageant, but never really knowing how these girls were picked or when it happened. So what I want to do is I really want to get the word out about this organization because it has done so much for me. It's doing a lot for me right now as far as paying my student loans. It's just amazing, and it doesn't cost anything to enter, and there's really, you can only gain from this organization.
I know. I think in my research there was only 3 girls from Nashua who've ever made the finals in the Miss New Hampshire pageant.
I'm not sure about that, but I know that there have been 3 or 4 who have won the Miss New Hampshire title. So.
Oh, they have one. Okay. So do you think that a lot of girls in the school system are just unaware of the opportunities?
I think so. When I was in high school, and I just never knew. I had never seen a real Miss New Hampshire before, so I really just had no idea how to even go about entering a pageant, as never even seeing one. So I would love to, get flyers out or just make visits into the school and just inform them, because people are looking for scholarships. So.
Absolutely. And I think it would help somebody who's on the verge of maybe I should put it off for a year to save up. That's great. And how many young women competed for the title?
There were 28 this year, and we're adding a new title next year, so there will be 29 competing for my...
Oh, it's a new title?
Yes.
So do you know what it is?
Oh, yes, it's Miss Portsmouth area.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. And let's see. Oh, did we go over the age of the competitors?
You have to be 17 to 24 to be eligible. And then there's also an outstanding teen program. It's kind of like the little sister program of the Miss New Hampshire program. Every state has one, and I'm not sure the ages of that, but you can do it, and it's just like the Miss America organization. The winner of our state will go down to Orlando, Florida, and compete at the Miss America's Outstanding Teen pageant.
So what are some of the criteria for the Outstanding Teen, and what types of prizes do they win?
Well, they do a lot of the same thing. They don't do a swimwear competition. They do a fitness routine. But yeah, they have the evening gown, the interview. They each have their own platforms. And yeah, it's really just preparing them to one day compete for the Miss title.
That's fantastic. And what's your platform?
My platform is Kick Butts, Tobacco Education and Prevention.
And how did you come across that?
I came up with this because it's something that's affected my family for a while. My mom has said that she's been a smoker her entire life, growing up in a house where parents would smoke inside the house, where you could smoke in restaurants, where that's just what people did. So my platform really focuses on getting to the youth and talking to them and preventing them from even starting smoking, because I've seen what addiction looks like, and it's hard.
And on your platform, Kick Butts, how did you come up with the name?
I don't know. I just came up with, I don't know how I came up with it. I'm a little creative, I think, sometimes. But there is also a national organization called the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, and they have an event, I believe it's March 30th, called Kick Butts Day, National Kick Butts Day, which I just loved as soon as I found out about it. So it's about empowering the youth to stand up against big tobacco companies.
Oh, good. And are you going to be doing some of that in the coming year?
Oh, yes. We're going to be promoting my platform like crazy.
Very good. And what happens now? Where do you go? What are your plans? What are your plans for the year?
Well, I have 4 months until Miss America. So I am going to be using all of my sponsors. I have some generous sponsors who are going to get me prepared both physically and mentally, make appearances throughout the entire state, and of course go gown shopping and work on my talent, and just to be ready for that moment when I'm on stage in Atlantic City.
Fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about some of your sponsors?
Sure.
And how they contribute?
Sure. Well, I am so lucky. I have this gorgeous gold cuff
Oh, that's
by
beautiful.
Teeny Treasures. So this is mine. I'm the type of girl who doesn't like to get gifts. I feel bad when people give me gifts, but we also have the New Hampshire Trappers Association, and I got a Fisher Cat fur coat, which is beautiful.
And it's really good in the winter here.
Yes.
Especially after this last one.
Right. Bellman Jewelers gives me a watch for to keep. Merrimack Street Volvo gives me a car to use for a year, which is crazy because I was driving a 94 Toyota Corolla, which wasn't very beautiful. And I have gym sponsorships that are training me for a year. I have 2 gym sponsorships. So, I mean, these people
Can you tell us the name of the companies?
Yes, The Executive in Manchester and Integrity Health and Fitness, owned by Rocco Boulet in Bedford, Amherst, and Londonderry.
Oh, great. So no matter where you are, you can hit the gym.
Exactly.
And are there anybody else that we forgot?
We have a ton of sponsors.
Okay.
So, who else? I got a camera from Hunt's in Manchester. We have a bunch of different wardrobe sponsors to help me out with picking my competition outfits. There really are hundreds of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just the people who want to help us out, because this is a scholarship organization, and the organization does so many great things for young women. They gave away $71,000 the night I was crowned to the 28.
Wow, that's
I know.
fantastic.
It's pretty unbelievable.
Do you have a Facebook page?
We do. It's the Miss New Hampshire Scholarship Organization Facebook page.
And do you have a personal one so people can follow you throughout the year?
No, we just have that one, but I'm the one who makes the updates on that. I also have a blog that is missnh2013.wordpress.com. So I update that about once every other day with pictures and just stories from my day. So it's great.
Oh, that is great. And this year they're going to go back to Atlantic City. So what do you think about that?
I'm so happy that it's in Atlantic City. Just there's so much history there with Miss America because that's where it had taken place forever until it moved to Las Vegas. And I'm very happy to be down there because we don't have to have a 3-hour time change as they did in Las Vegas, and we don't have to fly too far, which is always nice. And I just think it's going to be a great thing for that area right after Hurricane Sandy. It's just going to bring a lot of people back and show everyone that the boardwalk is rebuilt and it's gorgeous, and it's going to be an awesome time.
I know. I think more people will be able to go there and actually support you in the audience as well.
Exactly. I have quite the family and friends. They're already planning RVs, they're thinking timeshares, they're ready.
Oh, that's great. And what's the best part about being Miss New Hampshire so far?
So far, it's been a whirlwind of the last 2 weeks. So far, I've been able to meet a lot of the sponsors and personally thank them. That's been really great. And just knowing that this crown and sash can help me make a difference in the state.
Good. What about your job with the Fisher Cats? Is that on hold, or are they being really laid back about letting you make appearances?
Yeah, they're an incredible organization as well. Before the Miss New Hampshire competition, they helped me out with a kind donation to just help me out with if I need money to, hem a dress or whatever. They were really great before the pageant, and now that I've won, I work part-time. So they said that I can come in whenever I want, no planned schedule, just whenever I want to come in, they'll welcome me, and they're trying to work with me on promoting my platform at the ballpark. So they're being amazing.
So where are some of the places that you're going to be off to in the next couple months? Where can people show up to meet you? Because you're an exciting young woman with a bright future in broadcast journalism, and you attended Emerson.
Yes.
So.
Well, on Mother's Day, I will be at the Mother's Day 3K at the Fisher Cat Stadium, Northeast Delta Dental Stadium. I will be there singing the national anthem. I'm doing a lot of walks. I'm doing the New Horizon walk for Hunger. man, my planner is filled, and I'm drawing a blank on where I'm actually going to be. I'm doing
What about Father's Day?
Father's Day? As of right now, Father's Day is open. So that's lucky for my dad. My mom has to part with me for, I know. But yes, just constantly going around the state. I'm booked for the summer, so I'm ready to just give my all to this position.
Oh, great. And who gave you the Volvo? Which dealership?
Merrimack Street Volvo in Manchester.
That must have been a surprise.
Well, we knew the previous Miss New Hampshires have all gotten their Volvos from there, so just getting it really, though, is when I sit in it, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? Like, do I really get this? So it's...
Do they have a special color, or do they pick out a color for you?
I think they pick out the car. I mean, if you're going to give me a free car, that's fine. You can give me whatever you want. It does say Miss New Hampshire on it, so I get a few weird looks every now and again when I'm driving down the street, but
and
it's
you can
fun.
Practice your wave.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's great. And is there anything else coming up that sticks out that's exciting?
Well, I know that we just booked my flights to go to the Miss America Outstanding Teen pageant in Orlando. So that's not until August, but just knowing that I'm going to get to go there, and all of the women competing for Miss America will be there, so it'll be great to meet them and see my Miss New Hampshire Outstanding Teen compete.
Wow. And who is the Miss New Hampshire Outstanding Teen this year?
Her name is Kenya Welsh, and she's from Franklin, New Hampshire, and she's an amazing dancer.
Really? What type of dancing does she do?
I think it's modern, very so you think you can dance-y. It's just breathtaking.
Wow. And let's see, so we're back in New Jersey. One of the papers quoted you as saying that your involvement in the pageant stemmed from miscongeniality. Miscongeniality?
Right. Well, that's all I had known about pageants before becoming involved was miscongeniality and toddlers and tiaras. So from watching those, I kind of had not a bad view, but I was a little timid in getting involved because I was scared that girls would be mean or there would be cutting of dresses, you know, and it's not like that at all. So I'm happy that I looked past that and I gave it a shot.
Maybe they should do a new movie.
Exactly. I don't know if there would be enough drama, though.
I know. What about, how did you get involved with the New Hampshire Fisher Cats as a marketing assistant? When did that start? It's
funny because I met my boss while I was Miss Souhegan Valley, which was my preliminary title that qualified me to compete for Miss New Hampshire. So we were in Manchester at the Salvation Army Christmas toy shop event where families can come in and pick out toys for their children for free. So we were there, and I had just noticed that she was wearing a Fisher Cats jacket and approached her and just spoke to her a little bit about what I was interested in doing, and she mentioned there was a position open, so I applied for it and got the interview and got the job. And so I think I can kind of thank the Miss America organization for that job, because I certainly wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for the volunteer opportunity.
Great. What other type of volunteer work have you done over the years?
I've done a lot with my platform. Every Wednesday I would drive up to Dover to work with a Dover Youth to Youth group. They do a lot with tobacco education and other drug and abuse prevention. So I would volunteer with them a lot. They're a bunch of middle school kids. So that was really fun. I've also worked with Breathe New Hampshire, located in Manchester. They're a lung health organization. Just other little things not really directly involved with my platform, but like the Manchester Salvation Army toy shop and going to different 5Ks and walks and just cheering on runners and different stuff like that.
So how do you feel volunteering has influenced the decisions that you've made in your life so far?
I think volunteering was something I never really took the opportunity to do when I was in college or high school even. But towards the end of my college career, I was in a sorority. I was in Alpha Epsilon Phi, and they put in a volunteering requirement. So that's really when I started volunteering and seeing how much of a difference that really does make to people when they just see a happy face there, just trying to help them out. And it's something that I'm going to continue to do and something that I want to instill in my family.
Fantastic. Now, growing up in Nashua, New Hampshire, for those who are not familiar with it, what would you say are some of the highlights of just growing up in this city and this state?
Well, for me personally, we have so much baseball history here. I'm a big baseball fanatic. So growing up, I would go to the Pride games down at Holman Stadium, and just knowing that that's really where the African Americans first started playing in an integrated league. I think that's so cool. We just saw the Jackie Robinson movie that just came out, and it's really cool to know that little old Nashua, that's kind of where it started. So I think that's awesome. And I interned with the Nashua Silver Knights, who are there now, so they're a great team. Other than baseball, you don't really appreciate where you come from until you leave it. And when I went to college, I realized that Nashua is just perfect. You get the city, but you're also in New Hampshire, so it can be quiet, and you can go an hour north to the mountains, an hour to the beach. And
tax-free shopping.
Tax-free shopping, of course. It's really a great place to live and to have grown up.
What do you remember most from your childhood growing up here? Is there anything particular about the schools or the teachers that you had?
I remember I went to Bicentennial Elementary, and I guess I just wish I could be in elementary school forever, because that was the best. My elementary school, I don't know if any other elementary school did it, but they actually provided skis for us to go cross-country skiing during the winter. So I thought that was really cool that we got to do that. You know, I talked to other people, and they don't seem to have a similar experience in their gym class, but we got to do a lot of fun stuff, and they would take us we went to Stone Camp. I have no idea where it is now, but we basically spent a weekend up there and went out hiking and made forts, and it was just really cool.
Oh, that's good. So do you think growing up in New Hampshire, especially Nashua, that it also gave you an introduction to the outdoors?
Yeah.
More so than maybe people that you met in college?
I would say so. I'll be honest, I'm not really an outdoorsy girl. I would like to think so, but yeah, the heat doesn't do well with my curly hair.
I know. But at least you got the introduction, and it did draw you into sports.
Exactly.
So what else would you like to leave our viewers with?
Well, I guess my whole purpose this year is really to promote this organization. I'm the face of the organization, and I really just want people to be aware that we're a scholarship organization who does amazing things for the young women of the state, and it's so important to take those opportunities as you see them, because $13,500 takes quite a long time to save up and pay off your student loans, and I got that in one night.
Wow.
So,
what about the first pageant? Are there any scholarship dollars in that?
Yes, there are. I believe I competed in 5 local pageants before I had won my title, and through that I won about $2,500. And depending on which local, one of them is $5,000 for the winner, and some of them will give people who don't even place, just girls who go to compete, they'll give them some money. So it's really just, you don't have to pay any money to enter. So it's really just a win-win situation.
Great. And for the Nashua girls, what's the name of the local pageant that they would enter?
Well, throughout the organization has the local titles that are open to everyone, and some of them are closed, but there are 29, and I want to say the majority of them are open. So even if you're not from, let's say, Londonderry, you can compete for Miss Londonderry.
Oh, really? You don't have to be from the city?
Right, you don't have to. I competed for Miss Kingston, Miss Seacoast, Miss Bedford, Miss Londonderry, Miss Rockingham County before I won Miss Souhegan Valley. So you can compete for any of the titles, and as you compete, you just win more money.
So what if a young girl doesn't feel like she really has a talent? What if she's not a great singer like you, or she doesn't have any acting background? What are some suggestions that you would have for them to fill in the talent portion?
Well, the talent portion is a big part of the competition, but I think that so many girls have taken what they like to do, and it's not singing, not dancing, and turned it into something that's really awesome to watch on stage. We had a speed painter this year, she was my roommate for the competition. She's just amazing. We had a few flautists, a pianist, and I've seen a girl who makes clothes, designs her own outfits, just show them on stage and show how she does that. So really, whatever their passion is, you can turn it into something interesting to watch on stage.
Fantastic. Do you think that young girls should also get involved in volunteering earlier than you may have started?
Definitely. It's never too early to volunteer, and it really just adds to your resume. Even if you don't want to be Miss New Hampshire or Miss America, it just adds to your resume, and you meet so many different people when you're out volunteering that can help you in the future.
And it opened the door for you to
Exactly.
unexpected opportunities with the Fisher Cats. So you never know what will happen, right?
Right.
What else would you like to tell our audience?
Well, I guess that we're always looking for sponsors and people who want to give back to this organization because it is so great and it does help out so many people. So, like that.
So besides these scholarship dollars, did you find a lot of other venues that young women were able to get scholarship dollars, or is this one of the most lucrative ones available?
Well, the Miss America organization, like I said earlier, it gives out the most scholarship dollars to young women out of any organization in the world. So this is the one that I would take advantage of. This is the one where you're going to win that lump sum of money in that one night. So how I also earned quite a few scholarship dollars before I went to college, just really doing my research and Googling and filling out anything that I came across, because college and pursuing your education after high school really is something that people expect of you.
Absolutely.
And sometimes even that's not enough. Even a bachelor's degree isn't enough. So you just need to take every opportunity, and no matter how tedious it can be filling out forms, it's very important to do so.
Oh, great. Well, we're definitely going to keep our eye on you, and we'll be cheering for you this year.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us and giving our audience a view of what it's like to be in the Miss America pageant.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Until next time, keep asking questions and check out the Miss America pageant. If you're a young woman going to college, it might be the scholarship dollars that you were looking for. See you soon.